Are we live?
Yes.
Awesome. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly live stream of Lights On, presented by Gloving.com, sponsored by our friends over at Glow Hydration Energy Drinks. Bam, right there. Today, you're just going to be hanging out with me, these scorecards, and of course, the camera guy there who's going to pull up some awesome videos that we're going to highlight today. But before we go into that, let me give you a quick update on where we're at with the competition. So right now, right after this live stream is over, you should be able to access the top 32 matchups on Gloving.com. From here until Sunday, the judges will have to judge the scores, or to judge all the matchups. So basically, they have to judge them by Sunday, and come next Tuesday, during the live stream, we will be announcing who made it into the top 16. So be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, obviously here at this live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that you can find out who is getting that, much closer to the $1,500 grand prize. And we'll also be announcing, obviously, who won in the category. I actually forgot what the category was. Can you pull that up on Gloving.com really fast, camera guy? Remind me. I believe it's, I don't want to say it. I don't want to confuse anyone. Yeah, if you could pull that up really quick. I believe, there it is. It is who had the best musicality. So starting today, when you guys log on there and you feel like clicking on the check mark, for one of your favorite glovers, or not your favorite glover actually, just click on the check mark for who you think had the best musicality. That person, whoever has the most votes, has a chance of getting the $100 cash bonus prize for that round. But we'll be announcing all that stuff next Tuesday. For right now, I want to jump just straight into it. Today, you're going to be scoring with Skittles. That's me. Sorry, that was really corny, but basically what I'm doing today is I'm going to highlight 3 matchups that I've chosen. I actually have not seen these videos yet, so you'll be seeing it for the first time, or maybe not, I don't know. I know a few people posted their videos, but I'll be seeing it for the first time. I'll be giving you, my breakdown of the score in terms of how I would score it, along with some side commentary as I'm watching the video, just so you understand how I watch shows and how I break apart shows. And, hopefully that's interesting to all of you guys. But 3 shows I'm going to be going over today are Alchemist, who is an impactor. We got Puppet, I don't need an introduction there, and Panda. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. He likes to throw a lot of whips and whip variations. So yeah, let's see if all those guys can score 35 out of 35 on the scorecard. Let's just kick it right off. Camera guy, can you pull up Alchemist video? Okay, there it is. And let's just start it right away. Let's get into it. All right, so he has no lights on, and he turns 1 light on. So I can already tell, I think he's gonna have a good story to present here. Oh, and he hits that first beat. That's clean right there. Okay, so what sticks out right away is his musicality. Nice, he hit the strobes. All right, back to 1 finger. All right, I imagine at this drop, all of his lights are gonna come on. That's what it feels like to me right now. All right, there we go. Looks like I can predict things. Okay. Oh yeah, the musicality in this is definitely hitting the beats on here. Nice. All right, so musicality points in my book so far are very high. I like the speed control and the pacing as well. He's definitely using a lot of finesse in the slower parts of the songs. One thing I do notice though is he is repeating a lot of the general tech concepts that he's using. So, I might have to ding you a little bit there, Alchemist, for that, but I've seen that same concept used in the beginning as well. Same with that one. Okay, I'm starting to see some repeating concepts. Great concepts, no doubt, but I definitely am basically able to pick apart the show very early on. I'm hoping it unfolds a little bit more as the song progresses. Alright, let's see this impact combo here. Alright, he mixed it up there. I like that. Okay. And a lot of strobes on these heavier hits, heavier beats here. What I do notice, yeah, you are transitioning, or he is transitioning quite a bit into the same, I don't know, same concepts I would call it. I'm not sure. Oh, and that's the end of the show, actually. So let me break that down apart really quick. The things, like I said, that stuck out to me were the musicality. He hit a lot of the beats, but the thing where I would deduct a lot of points right away is he did seem to go into the same transitions and repeat a lot of the same concepts when it didn't come to the actual impacting side of things. So guys, just give me a quick 30 seconds. I'm gonna fill out the score sheet and tell you exactly what I give Alchemist. Let's see, for precision out of 4 points, I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna give him probably a 3 on that. I could see a lot of areas where it wasn't exactly too precise or clean, and it felt like he was rushing some of the things just for the sake of musicality, so he definitely loses a point there. For complexity, out of 5 points, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 3 out of 5 for the reasons I mentioned. I saw a lot of repeats, and I was able to pick apart the show pretty easily, so that's what it is. In terms of presence, out of 3 points, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 2 because it was a very Alchemist style show. He started off with one finger light on and built the story from there, and that's definitely something that I saw that was very unique to him. Let's move on to execution. Transitions, I'm gonna give him a 2 because I did see quite a bit of repeats and transitions, and a few of the things were not quite as clean as I would have liked them to be because, like I said, he was rushing through a lot of it. It felt like, at least, to meet the musicality points. Use of space, out of 3, I'm gonna give him a 3. I felt like, he balanced everything else out. He was close when he needed to be, but he was far out when he needed to be. So perfect score on use of space there. Pacing, I'm gonna go ahead again. Probably give him a 3 out of 4. Not perfect. And a lot of repeats again, but I did like how he started with the more minimal moves and concepts in the beginning, and as the song dropped and he moved on, he did turn on all the lights and get into it, but I did feel like it kind of plateaued a little bit too early, and I was left wanting more and didn't get it. Let's move on to finally style for storytelling. Out of 4 points, I'm gonna give him a 3. Self-explanatory there. I felt like it started strong, dropped into something strong, but it kind of plateaued a little bit too early. And, it just didn't feel like I knew where the end was happening, and the video ended, and I thought there was more happening. Speed control, overall, I'm going to give him a 2 out of 3, pretty strong use of speed control. And musicality, like I said, he hit a lot of the beats, but I also got the sense that he was rushing through a lot of the stuff just for the sake of hitting beats. And so out of 5 points, I'm gonna say it's 3 out of 5 because even though he hit the beats, I think that there could have been other things that could have been done to feel like it wasn't rushed and to still really show off what the song was about. So let's add them up. Out of 35 points, we got, let's see if I can do some math here for you guys. We got 24 out of 35 points for Alchemist. Let me know if you guys agree with the way I broke that show down, but just to give you a sense of how I look at it, that's what it is. Remember, my score is not official. This is just for fun. But yeah, Alchemist, you got that 24 out of 35 points there. And we're gonna move on to Puppet. Like I said, no introduction there. I'm gonna assume he's gonna score a lot of points just because it's Puppet. He's well known and he's just very good at what he does. But, and I think he did get one of the highest scores in the first round, but let's see how he pulls it off in this round. Camera guy, put it on the screen, and let's do it. All right, repping I am and PM there. All right, I like this intro. Definitely not something that's overused by anyone, actually. Very unique. All right, I like these isolated concepts here. I like this, okay. I've actually never really seen this before, so it feels like he's just really putting that puppet presence in there. You know, none of the standard moves that people would use on slow build-ups. All right. I like this minimal beginning he's using. Okay, I can tell he's gonna build in some crazy stuff right now. I like this diagonal use of the grid too. People usually stick to that very rigid square lines or whatever you want to call it. This depth perception with the diagonal angle. Yeah, I'm digging this. Definitely not seen before. Definitely a puppet thing. Oh, okay. He definitely hit the beat there in terms of musicality, but I was kind of expecting the whips because that's what everyone does. So kind of cool, but I like those little throat swipes he's doing. Okay. Definitely mixed it up at the change of the song there into the tuts. Good speed control, good pacing. Definitely sticking to the music and the vibe of the song. All right, I like that. I like those little trippy, techie moves. Moving a bit fast for me, to be honest. I'm trying to keep up, trying to enjoy the song at the same time, but it's a lot going on. I love that depth perception. That's a signature puppet move, puppet concept. Let's see if he drops back into whips on this drop though. I'm hoping not, because I want to see a mix of concept in this thing. A lot of this platforming tech, I like it. It's different than what's from the beginning of the show. Oh, and the show actually ends. So let me talk through that one really quick. I actually really enjoyed that show. I think it's going to score high. We'll walk through it. Actually, let's just walk straight into it. So in terms of precision, I thought he was pretty damn precise, especially with the speed that he was going at. You know, he was moving really fast, but it still stayed pretty damn clean. Not perfect though. I could point areas where things were not symmetric, you know, where it just didn't, you know me, my style is very symmetric and clean. What looks like one thing on one side needs to match the other. I could definitely pick apart areas there where it didn't. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 3 on precision out of 4. For complexity, I'm gonna say, out of 5 points, I'm gonna give him 4. Definitely a lot of the depth perception things he does are very complex, you know, especially the way you angle it and how you present it to the camera or the viewer. It needs to be extremely precise, needs to be pretty much, you know, accurate in order for it to look right. And so with that said, that's tough to do. Obviously, he started off the show in a more minimal manner, so it wasn't the hardest thing. But again, it's actually hard to portray complex things when it's slow, in my opinion. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5 on that. In terms of presence, it was classic puppet presence. I think that's actually one of Puppet's strengths, is his presence and his ability to show off his character and his vibe in a show. So I'm going to give him a perfect score on that. 3 out of 3 on that. And let's move on to transitions. Overall, I thought the transitions were pretty smooth. I did see areas where it felt like he reset to me. So out of 4, I'm going to give him a 3. Use of space, out of 3 points, I'm going to go ahead and give him a 2. I think he used a lot of space, but he got close when he needed to, again, like I said. So let's give him a 2 out of 3 there. The pacing, I really enjoyed the pacing in the beginning, but I did feel like he did rush through a lot of things in the middle. And so, you know, there were slow parts where he was doing really fast tech. I was trying to enjoy the slow jam part of the song, but also trying to keep up with the really fast, complex movements. And so I felt like they could have been placed a little bit better and a little more balanced. Out of 4 points, I'm going to give him a 3 there. And let's move on to storytelling. Overall, I thought it was pretty clear on what the beginning was. He started off minimal and slow. You know, much more simple, isolated movements, moving into crazy tech that he did. I can't do it, obviously. But the storytelling, I'm going to go ahead and give him a perfect score on that. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back because, no, you know what? I'm going to give him the perfect score there because my score's not even official, so there you go. And the speed control, overall, like I said again, yeah, I felt like he was going a little fast in some areas. Overall, speed control was solid, but not perfect. It's very hard to score perfect on these scorecards, so I'm going to give him a 2 out of 3 there. And the musicality, I did feel like, again, in the beginning, started off slow. He hit the beat, the drop of the song with the whips, which, look, it is predictable, but at the end of the day, he added a little flair with the throat cuts to it, and he hit it at the right time. And, you know, as the song progressed more, he moved on to different concepts. And overall, I was able to follow his show, and it did match with the song outside of the rushed text. So I'm going to give him 4 out of 5 points. Let's add these up really quick. Camera guy, what's your guess as I'm adding this up out of 35 points? What do you think he's going to get? 28. Let's see here. Well, you are a genius because you did get 28 out of 35 points. Let me do that math again to make sure. Yeah, that is, in fact, a 28. I know you guys can't see this, but just to show you, bam, right there. And yeah, congratulations, Puppet. You got 28. Not that it's meaningful at all because my score is just for fun, but 28 is a pretty damn high score because, yeah, not many people got 28 in the first round. I hardly see people even getting past the 22 or 24 or whatever. So 28 overall is a solid score. And let's move on to our final show, who is Papa Panda. So just so you guys know, I don't know Papa Panda very well at all. I've seen a couple of his videos. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a whip heavy show, a flow heavy show, because that's kind of all I see from him. You know, maybe he mixed it up, maybe he doesn't. I don't think it makes a difference. You know, as long as it's executed well and fits a scorecard, that's fine. But yeah, let's see what he brings to the table. Camera guy, can you pull it up right there? We're good. Let's start it off. All right, well, I like how he's filming outside. All right, putting some presents in there, I like that. And like I said, a flowy show, as expected to start off. Not a bad thing, I love flowy shows. Okay, moving straight into the tech here. Actually surprised with the tech, because I was expecting some whips. Let's see if he pulls out the whips during the drop. Pretty damn clean. Okay, slow part of the song. Let's see what he does with it. Basically just slowed down the tech, which is interesting. Okay. All right, let's see what he does during the build. Still keeping up with the tech. To be honest, a little bit too much tech for me. I was hoping it would expand a little more, but let's see. Wow, didn't drop the whips like I expected. But he's still going on with the tech. You know, at the drop of the song, I would hope to see a little bit more variety, a little bit more complexity within the tech movement. It seems like, you know, we're repeating a lot of concepts here. That's kind of cool. Isolated finger movement. All right, back to the flow. Come on, Papa Panda, show me those whips. I'm bored of that tech. But I won't hold it against you. Let's see what happens on the scorecard. Alright, is he getting into it? What are those little flails? I forgot what they're called, pedal flails, flower flails. Okay. That was actually a very unexpected performance from Papa Panda for me because, like I said, I was expecting flow heavy, whip variations, finger rolls, all that, because that's kind of what I'm used to from him. But why don't we just run through the scorecard? I'll break it down really fast. So in terms of precision, out of 4 points, I did feel like a lot of it felt extremely rushed. A lot of the tech felt rushed. Pretty clean overall, but a lot of areas where I think he was sacrificing cleanliness for the sake of, just moving faster and hitting the beats. I did feel like some of the angles and some of the, the finger angles could have been a lot more precise and strong. Out of 4 points, I'm going to have to give him a 2. For complexity, to be quite honest with you, it didn't seem in the realm of tech like that complex of a show. Obviously, tech is very tough to do, requires a lot of finger dexterity and independence. However, after I would say the first 20 or 30 seconds of the tech or, the show overall, it kind of felt like things were repeating itself and weren't getting more complex or progressively more interesting. So out of 5, I'm just going to have to give him a 3. It was overall solid, but left me wanting a lot more. In terms of the presence, I'm going to say 2 out of 3, definitely, like I said, I think honestly the tech felt like it overshadowed a lot of the show. And I felt like the area where, at least Papa Panda could have shined is really pulling out that character as he's busting out the big whips and getting in the camera's face. So 2 out of 3 there. Transitions overall out of 4 points. Yeah, again, I felt like, it just felt like a lot of it repeated itself. The tech transition started to become very repetitive, even though they were overall pretty clean. But it was a solid show. Out of 4, I'm going to go ahead and give him a 3. Use of space, again, I think overall used the space really well, got into the focus of the camera or the viewer when he needed to, but popped out with the bigger concept so that the camera or viewer could see it when he needed to. So 2 out of 3 there. The pacing out of 4, overall I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4. Reason for that is because I felt like, he kind of just got straight into it. There didn't feel like there was this clear beginning to the show or middle or end. It kind of felt like, started slow for a little bit, but jumped straight into the tech, did the tech for a full minute or so where I kind of got bored of it. Moved on to a little flow and then moved back into a little tech, I think. And it just kind of felt like jumbled around a little bit. Didn't really feel like I didn't really know where the show was going after a while. So 2 out of 4 there. The storytelling, I'm going to go with a 2 out of 4 there as well. Again, the concepts independently and the moves independently were really nice and executed, but I thought as a whole, I felt like the show was all over the place. Started off again too fast. And didn't end off. I just wasn't sure where the beginning, middle, and end was happening, and then the show ended. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. Speed control, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 3 there. Just because, overall I did feel like he did try to match the tempo of the song. He did slow down in certain areas where the song kind of breaks down. And so it was nice. And then overall for musicality, I'm going to go with the 3 out of 5. Did hit the beats, did pick up the intensity as the song sped up. But like I said, I definitely felt like he could have done a little bit more. It was solid, like I said, overall. Not the greatest show, but obviously not a poorly executed show. It's just right in the middle on my standards. So let's see what he got overall on 35. Let's do some quick math. We got over here. So overall, Papa Panda pulled 21 out of 35 points. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed those 3 matchups. Again, I reviewed Alchemist, who in my book got 24 out of 35 points, Puppet, who got 28 out of 35 points, and Papa Panda, who got 21 out of 35 points. I don't know, do you guys agree with me or not? Why don't you guys go and check out the shows on gloving.com after this live stream is over. Matchups should be online shortly after this. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how the judges score these and seeing how well I match up against them. But that's kind of how I think about shows on the competitive level. Obviously, a lot of little details that go into it that make it really hard to score a perfect, score on these things. But it's pretty clear that there's glovers that are stronger in some areas than others. So, my advice for all the competitors is, yes, of course, we all want a well-rounded show, but also just be sure to stick to your strengths as much as you can, and don't try to play off or don't try to go against your opponent's strengths, because chances are you're not going to be able to beat them. So just score as much as you can in the areas you're good at, and try to make up for the rest as best as you can. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it off there. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis on those matchups. Be sure to join in next week to find out who the top 16 is. I'm gonna try to get Teddy back in here with me so that we can break apart some matchups and talk about those who moved on and those who got knocked out and why, and give you guys some more tips on what we think it takes to be a successful competitive glover. So with that said, I'll see you guys same time, same place. Peace.